So, welcome everyone. As we're already into the sixth parak of Bava Metzia, finished the very hard parak of Azav and Ezau and Neshech. Welcome everyone. So first of all, I want to thank everybody that's for their pledges on Yom Kippur. I am delighted to tell you that I already gave just now to Rabbi Barnetsky $1,600 for what he did for us over Yom Tov, and I gave to my son Simcha $1,554, and that's of course all because of everybody's responses that we were able to do that. So thank you very much. As I said, it's buying shares in the incredible Hisiris that they gave to us. I have another very nice piece of news. It was hard, but today I did wire to the Kollel in Eretz Yisrael $1,371 from the shul for our first month. It won't be that much every month because some people gave one-time donations, but I think we're close to $1,000 a month, which is going to be a significant help to these families. And we're going to try to get the Zoomers involved as well. I would like to see that we should be able to get to the target, which would have been $1,600 a month, which would allow us to cover that chelik of their budget, which is 6,000 shekalim. But thank you, everybody. So now, just that you should know, there's a special account for the Adapter Kollel. There's a special email to Zell. It's Rabbi Moshe Weiss at gmail.com. That's a special Zell to go just for Adapter Kollel. And our code, just our ID, is we're number 616. I don't know if that means that there's 616 Adapter Kollels, but that's our ID. The way it works is that there's an organization that converts the money from dollars to shekalim for free. So that's it's all part of the mitzvah. There's no charges, no costs, so Baruch Hashem. Thank you, everybody, for both things. We should all be able to do good things, and like I always give people a bracha, we should always be able to give and never need to take. Okay, so we're dedicated by the Fish family, Lili Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, Lili Nishmas David ben Chaim, L'Refu Shalem for Yomis ben Chayesar, for the schus of Avram ben Yom Benish ben Malki Yudis and family, for Yod Klugman and family, for the Parnas Gzunt and Nachas, and L'Refu Shalem for Meir ben Chayesara. So Mishna Beis tells us, Hasaycher Esa Umnen, I hire, let's say Baruch, to work for me. The Chazar Ben, and he backs out. Backing out in the middle of the job. So we throw the book at him. Yodai ala tachtain. So let's say I hired him for 6 dinner to do the job for the whole day. And he backs out at half day. So he wants 3 dinner. Now, if I have to hire workers and to finish the job, I have to pay those workers for the second half 4 dinner, then I only give them 2 dinner. But let's say the price goes down, and for the second half of the day, I only have to give them 2 dinner. So now, Baruch, as an entrepreneur, says, Rabbi Weiss, give me 4 dinner. The job was 6. No, Yodai ala tachtain. He's only getting 3 dinner. He's only getting half. He's not getting more than half for copping out. Now, what about if I'm the bad guy? What about in Balabayas Chayzabai? What about if I say to him, I don't need you? At half day, he says, I don't need you. Then, Yodai ala tachtain. Then I get the raw end of the stick, right? And if the job costs me only 2 zuz to finish, 2 dinner to finish, I got to give Baruch 4 dinner. If the jobs cost me 4 dinner to finish, I still have to give Baruch 3 dinner because that's what I promised him, 6 dinner for the job. So then I get the shaft. Kala mishana yodei ala tachtoina. Whoever deviates is yodei ala tachtoina. So if I gave let's say, Reb Funfetter, wool to dye, and I told him to dye it black, and he went ahead and he dyed it red. So Yodei ala Tachtoina. I only have to pay him either if the Metzia is more than the Shvach, if the expenses is more than the improvement, I only have to pay him for the expenses. If the improvement, if the expenses is more than the improvement, then I only have to pay him for the improvement. It's Yadi ala Tachtoina. And finally, the Kol HaChayzebay, anybody that retracts Yadi ala Tachtoina. So that means, let's say that I'm sell a piece of land to Michal Avram, right? And he gives me $200. It's land for $1,000. He gives me $200, and then he backs out of the rest of the deal. So he's Yodei ala Tachtoina. If I want, I could return him $200, or if I want, I could give him a piece of land that's worth $200. Right? Since he's the one that backs out, he's the one that's Yodei ala Tachtoina. Now, the next three Mishnayos are if I rent you something and you deviate. I rent Jack, Yaakov, a donkey, loylicha bahar. And the arrangement was to use it on a mountain. Now, on a mountain, the air is cool. Loylicha babika. And he went ahead and used it in a valley. Valley, since it's surrounded by mountains, the air is warm. Or babika. I made up that he should use it in the valley, because that's what my animal is used to. It's used to the warm climate. And he took it up to the cool mountain. Even though he didn't deviate in the range, he still only used it for 10 mil like we made up. Vamesa, and the animal dies, chayiv, because Yaakov deviated from the arrangement. Here, I rented Yaakov a donkey, Vivrika, and it became blind. It got a cataract. Or the government seized it. Sometimes they seized it for a short amount of time. And Yaakov comes right away to me. The animal can't see. The government took it away. So what you rented is before you. It could carry even though it's blind. You just have to lead it. Stop fetching. Or they took it away, but they'll get it back to you. They usually return it in a few hours, and you'll still be able to do the job. Now, the Rav, of course, says if they take it and he's not going to get it back, then I have to supply him another one. And the Rav also says if he took it to ride it, it's not safe to ride a blind animal, then he could insist that I give him another one. Also, the Rav adds another variable over here, and the Rav says this is only if he said he wanted this animal. But if he said he wanted a functioning animal, then I have to supply him another animal. Mesa Inishbara, if through no negligence of Yaakov's, the animal died, or it broke a leg, so then, for the duration of the rental, I have to give him a replacement. If I rented him to take it on a mountain, and he took it in the valley, so if the animal slipped, potter. Why? Because it's more likely that it'll slip on a mountain, on a slope, than on straight ground. So his deviation didn't cause it to slip. But if it overheated, then he's chayiv, because we made up that he would use it in the cool mountainous air, and he used it in the valley. He took it in the valley. We arranged that he'd use it in a valley, and he took it on a mountain which is steep. If the animal slipped, chayiv, because you weren't supposed to take it in the mountain. In the mountain, it's going to more likely slip. But if it overheated, he's potter, because Adrab, he took it in the mountain where it's cool. However, if it overheated because of the climb, and it was panting because it wasn't used to climbing up the mountain, then of course Yaakov would be chayiv, and we would throw the book at him. The reason why I did the Mishnah Yomis now, recording it, is because we have to get ahead for Yom Tov, and I'm going to do another Mishnah Yomis later by the Shir for the videoing. Again, Marv is at 8 o'clock. Marv is now. Daf Yomi is at 8 o'clock.